So, in today's tech tips, this is a nice simple quick one. We're going to be talking about version 3 hop units. Now, with the version 3 hop unit, or an AK hop unit style, you can quite often find this arm, the adjustment arm, is really loose, especially on some of the cheaper brand AKs. Now this is an ENL hop unit, and they already supply one of the things that we're going to be fitting, and I actually quite like them as a hop unit. Now they're pretty much a standard sort of shape and design, but they've all got this issue of this could be a little bit loose. So nice and quick, nice and simple. You've got 2 screws. I'll hold this up, you'll have to excuse the plaster on my finger, the joys of teching, you do stab yourself occasionally. So on here, you've got a little screw there, and on the other side you'll just see there is a screw there. Now on those 2 screws, obviously as you tighten them up, they'll reach a point where they can't tighten up anymore, it's still loose, and it will adjust. So you're going to whip both these screws out. You can do this while the hop unit's in the gun, you just remove the top dust cover off the AK. So I'm going to whip that one screw out, flip it over, keep your finger just a bit of pressure on the back of this plate so it doesn't drop out. Unscrew this one here. Now on this particular screw, we're going to place the provided rubber O-ring that ENL actually get in the box. It's just a little O-ring that sits over the back of the screw. Hopefully you'll be able to see that. So we're going to drop that straight over there. And what that's going to do is, it'll prevent the arm adjusting on its own. I'm going to tighten this down. I'm going to move on to this side. Now in this one I've just got a generic pack of O-rings here, offline. You can pick these up pretty cheap off Amazon or wherever. And we're going to be using the 3x1mm, or if you've got a slightly smaller one than that, that'll do just the same. And all we're after doing is putting a little O-ring, as you can see, on the head of that screw. So drop that over the thread. You can use a little bit of silicone grease just to hold that O-ring in place if it's a bit fiddly for you. I'm just going to put that on there, screw that down. Now I do recommend you put a tiny or brush on a tiny dab of silicone oil just on this runner and on the inside race of this here. So as the O-rings are dragging back and forth, you're not going to actually cut them, it's going to glide, but still provide enough sort of tension where the arm doesn't adjust too easy. So we're just going to back that screw out a little bit, it's actually done the job a bit too well. Now you can adjust this sort of on the fly, just undo it a little bit. You can drop a bit of low strength Loctite so it doesn't adjust on its own either. And something simple like that is just going to make sure your hop unit doesn't adjust easily, making it eminently more useful for playing with, rather than taking it out and halfway through the game your hop's wound itself off or undone itself. And this is especially prominent in something like an electric blowback, where the charging handle of the AK is knocking back and forth, and it's just slowly going to knock this off. So yeah, hope you're all well, all the best of luck for the future, and I'll speak to you soon, chaps.